I got a bad disease. Far from my brain is where I bleed. Insanity, it seems. It's got me by my soul to squeeze. Where all the love for me? With all the dying trees I scream. The angels in my dream. Yeah. Yeah, turned to demons of greed. That's me. Where I go, I just don't know. I gotta take it slow. When I find my peace of mind, I'm gonna give you some of my good time.
We just decided during the commercial that we're going to start doing Abe death drills, like fire drills, just in case I die. Should we do it at some point during every show?
Yeah, I mean, we just did a dry run right there. You know, Bass was in your chair, and we just had to make sure that he knew where things were. And yeah, I think it's probably wise to take turns doing that every show.
It'll go off without a hitch.
Juliana, if you died tomorrow, how long would it take for someone to discover your body?
Probably an hour.
Okay, good, because we decided that that's how you know if you're a piece of shit or not, how long it takes for your body to be discovered. Because there was a story about this guy, this Asian guy who killed himself. He hung himself, and the body wasn't discovered for 10 years. And this morning, yeah, it's crazy. And this morning, I overslept for 2.5 hours, and I had my mom, my brother, it was like the fire department was about to break into my apartment. So I now know I'm not a piece of shit.
Yeah, that's good. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Poor guy.
I know, but luckily...
No, she wasn't talking about you. She was talking about the guy who's been dead for 10 years.
The little Asian man. Sad. I love Asians.
Not you, poor guy.
I love Asian. We're now joined, my favorite, right away, my favorite character on The Ultimate Fighter, at Venezuelan Vixen on Twitter, Wednesday nights, 10 p.m. on Fox Sports 1, and then she's fighting in the Ultimate Fighter finale, Saturday, November 30th on Fox Sports 1. Juliana Pena, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
You know, right away, I saw the star power with you, and I didn't know that you were such a badass fighter, because right away, they put you up against who they thought was like the toughest person in the house. You beat her, and then your second fight, you kicked her ass too. All these chicks who, you know, they talked all this shit about you, and you kicked all their asses. So I think that you're 3 wins away from a title shot at Ronda Rousey.
Wow.
Because look at the division.
Yeah, I know. It's not very deep, huh?
It's really not. I mean, I think that if you win 3 fights, you have the star power to be, you know, I mean, if Miesha doesn't beat her, I think that you're really close to getting, of course you have to win the Ultimate Fighter finale and all that kind of stuff. But you're 2 or 3 wins. I mean, there's only I think 11 or 12 girls in the UFC right now. So you're very close to a title shot, which is crazy because usually the Ultimate Fighter, it's not like that, but you're in a division where you really do have a chance, I think, of winning a title quick.
Well, that's the goal, you know. I'm trying to put some bread on the table, so I hopefully it'll be less than 3.
Yeah.
Hopefully I win the Ultimate Fighter and they say, congratulations, you're going to be fighting Ronda Rousey next. Or Miesha Tate, but you know. So either way, I'd be blessed with an opportunity like that. That's what I got in the game for. I want the belt.
You know, on November 25th, 2011, we had Ronda Rousey's first ever interview on the radio. And this is what I told her. You're the second person I've ever told this to. This is what I told Ronda before she was a star. And you've never heard of Ronda Rousey, you're going to hear of her because I have a feeling I know you're going to win the title soon and you're going to be huge. That's what I told Ronda, and I was correct. Now, here we are. November 22nd, 2013. I'm saying the same thing about Juliana Pena. She is the most exciting female fighter I've seen since Ronda Rousey. Juliana, I see big things coming. And as you can see, when I make predictions, they're always right.
Oh, thank you. That's awesome. You know, I hope so. I I got into this sport, and I wish that you guys could have saw all my amateur fights and all my other pro fights too, because every single time I fight, it is exciting. I always burn the house down with the fight of the night, and you know, I always put everything I have into it and put it all out on the line, and I don't leave anything outside the cage. I put it all in the cage, and I do it all for myself and for my fans, and you know, just people that are as dedicated and passionate about MMA as I am. So, you know, I want to be the champ, and I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't have that goal in mind. So.
And, you know, I need you to win convincingly. Like, you need to finish all your fights, because you saw what happened with GSP and Johnny Hendricks. If you take one round off, you're going to lose, because, you know, the judges are all messed up now. So you need to pretty much finish every fight at this point.
Absolutely, yeah. And for the most part, I have. I've only gone to a decision probably one time.
How happy are you to be out of that Ultimate Fighter house, by the way?
I was ecstatic to get an opportunity like that, to be on such a grand stage. It was such a blessing.
But how happy are you now to be out of the house? Because
I am more blessed now out of the house than I was in it, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, because all those dudes on there, they just seem like a lot of them are just douchebags. Like, you would never want to hang out with them, and they're just, all they do is talk shit, and like, I don't know. What was their deal with you? It just seemed like no one liked you for some reason.
I don't know, but, you know, looking back on it now, I just realized that it couldn't have gone any other way for me. It had to have gone exactly like that in order for me to be successful and to be fighting for the finale, you know. I believe that if they would have been really nice to me, you know, I don't know if the outcome would have been the same, you know, but pretty much you're in the Ultimate Fighter house. You look to the left, you got to knock that person's head off, and you look to the right, you got to knock that person's head off, you know. So it's not exactly the show where you go to make a lot of friends and stuff like that. And that wasn't what I had in mind. But, you know, I'm glad that they hated on me, because it really fueled my fire. And like I said, looking back, if it wouldn't have been that way, you know, maybe I wouldn't have been in the finale, you know. So I'm glad that that's the way it went down. It had to have gone down like that, or else, you know, I wouldn't have been so successful.
Is there something about cameras that brings that out in people? Because I feel like normal, like, roommates, you know, wouldn't go through all that shit. And it just seems like anytime cameras are around, people turn into assholes.
I know. I don't know. I felt like I was being me 110% all day, every day. You know, they tried to say that I was, you know, self-centered and I wanted all this camera time, and it was so crazy because they were the ones that were like acting out and being psycho and being all nuts, you know. And for me, it's like, yeah, this is kind of a self-centered sport, you know. It's kind of a mano-a-mano type of deal. It's one-on-one, you know. This is the sport where you're supposed to be self-centered, you know, so who else should I be focused on, you know, and I relayed that message to one of the boys. I said, who else should I be focused on? You, loser Louie, you know, you lost the first fight to get in the house, you got a chance to come back and you lost again, and now you're complaining that, you know, I'm not nice and all this stuff. Like, whatever, I don't even care, but it's just ridiculous. Those people were just way too focused on what I was doing, but hey, you know, I'm glad that they were. Free PR for me. It couldn't have gone any better for me.
And then this season, there were two guys who didn't make weight, and Dana White just kicked them right out. I mean, how crazy is that when you your whole life, you want to be in the UFC? You have the dude who got, I don't know if people didn't see the episode on this week. The guy got a bye into the semifinals. He didn't even have to fight a fight, and he didn't make weight. How crazy that he was one fight away from pretty much getting, I mean, if you make it to the finals of the Ultimate Fighter and you're not a douchebag and you fight hard, you're probably going to get a contract no matter what. That dude had a golden ticket and he messed it up.
I know. It's, you know, for me personally, it's a little bit like karma, you know, it's like that's what you get. What comes around goes around. But like as a fan and watching, you know, I hope that people find a new respect for the art. You know, this is not an easy thing. Not everybody can do this. Not everybody is cut out to participate in this type of sport. So I hope that the fans look back and realize, you know, this is a hard thing. You know, not everybody can cut weight like that. Not everybody can get locked in the cage and get in a fist fight. And so I feel a little bit bad for him. You know, he screwed up a huge opportunity. Me personally, I think it's karma, and as an individual, I think he just didn't want to fight. And but as a fan, I hope that people can look at the sport and as at the art and have a little bit more respect for it and realize that it's not an easy thing and it's not the easiest thing to do.